guys, this one's pretty close to home. Share it around, share it to your sons, your husbands, your nephews, your grandfathers. Share it to all the men and even young men, maybe even boys. This one's about men's mental health. So it's Movember, I like to say, instead of November. An initiative that we're throwing through work at the moment. So Movember have released a paper that was conducted in 2016. It was a survey that had been conducted with about 10,765 people, to be precise. Keep you on your toes there. I've just got the executive summary open because we don't have time to read through a whole peer-reviewed paper. So I've got the executive summary open. There's some really important information and facts in here that I thought I'd share. I've highlighted a few things across the paper that I'm going to share. The first one is going to be the most important. So the first key highlighted issue that I've raised is around the world we lose 1 man to suicide every minute of every day. Think about that. Every minute that goes by, 1 man is committing suicide. On average, men die 5 years younger than women due to chronic diseases. So this survey was conducted by, again, 10,765 people, 40% male, 60% female, aged 16 years or older in 5 countries. These 5 countries include Australia, Canada, New Zealand, United Kingdom, and United States. Another highlighted thing that I've got down here is the survey results point to the impacts of vulnerable times in men's life, revealing men's helpful and harmful responses to tough times and how different life events that are perceived by many as stressful or associated with suicidal thoughts. So the survey has obviously a lot of questions and they're all based on how we're perceiving tough times that lead to suicidal thoughts. I guess the idea of it is that we want to identify what's causing suicidal thoughts and being proactive and stopping the suicidal thoughts from even being an option of coming into our brain. So keeping that in mind, another very important thing that's raised in this executive summary is the risk of poor mental health and suicide throughout a man's life when not well understood. So here we go. The survey highlighted that many people don't realize that mental health problems and risks of non-accidental injuries such as suicide continue throughout men's life. Data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics show that suicide is the top cause of death in men aged 25 to 44 years and the 3rd highest killer of men aged 45 to 54 years. So it's the highest killer of men out of all causes from 25 years to 44 years. Think about that. And how much effort we put into it daily. How much we think about it. Do we think about it enough? So some helpful and harmful responses to tough times. 7 major life events asked about included suddenly or unexpectedly becoming unemployed, becoming a parent for the first time, experiencing a relationship breakdown, retiring, starting a new job, finishing school, or starting university or college. So alarmingly, almost half of the men surveyed who experienced at least one of these major life events had suicidal thoughts. So thinking about that now, those events that had occurred, so being a parent for the first time, having a breakdown in a relationship, maybe retiring from your job, starting a new job, and for the young fellas out there, starting high school. Let's think about these situations that could potentially be coming up or plan these situations inside our heads And if we've got these niggles inside our heads, let's sort them out before it becomes a problem. Before we have these types of situations, let's be proactive on our mind so we don't end up in a bad situation that we could potentially be in a little bit better of a situation. Obviously, we've got the uncontrollable situations that we could be put in that we don't have any control over. But at least we can try. Let's just try. Let's talk about it. If we're having a little bit of trouble, we're getting a bit frustrated, something's coming into your brain that's not right, shouldn't be there. Let's talk about it. Go get help. Speak to a friend. Talk to a parent. Talk to your family. Talk to somebody that's supporting you. Going into that, the importance of social connection. This one really surprised me because I'm a very social person, and this could be an issue for me in the future if I ever came into any type of hardships or any of the following events that we just spoke about. So, worryingly, men who identified more closely with social isolation reported higher psychological distress, higher self-stigma, lower personal well-being, measured through responses and questions about personal health, their achievements, their relationships, their safety, their community connectedness, standard of living and future security. They're some of the questions that were asked in this outcome. They also reported lower confidence relating to seeking help for physical health, mental health, and alcohol or substance abuse. So we're going to go into isolation. That's what they're saying, is that most of us are saying that we would go into social isolation. We're going to isolate ourselves from everything, and it's going to prolong us getting out of this situation, but it's also going to advance us going deeper and deeper into a mental illness. So keeping that in mind. The last one I've got highlighted that's quite important is something that I think is really amazing, and it's painting a picture of a healthy man. The Global Health and Wellbeing Survey paints a picture of what a healthy man is. And so what it's got written down here is a healthy man is someone who is not just physically fit, but someone who can respond to tough times in ways that are healthy and helpful in the long run. Someone who knows how to seek help and how to get help. Somebody who can understand and identify tough times and when things aren't right. Somebody who has a strong social support network. So there's a few things in there. We need to lean on our support network. That's what they're there for. And I think we surprise ourselves more and more every time, purely because we don't realize how good our support networks can be, and we don't utilize them at all. So we just need to understand and address lifestyle behaviors such as exercise, our diet, preventing poor physical and mental health. And this is also associated with alcohol and substance abuse and even gambling. Pretty tough one to read out. Pretty personal, pretty up close. Share it around, and we need to break this stigma. Let's talk about it.